Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be part 4 of my declutter series. Today I will be decluttering all of my powders. So I've got loose powders, pressed powders, setting powders, some powder foundations. For any additional information about this video, please check out the description box, and without any further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I'm going to grab here is the Smooth Minerals by Avon. This is a loose powder foundation. This is in the shade Transparent Glow. I'm going to get rid of this. It's almost too much coverage. Like, it's just kind of, it's hard for me to work with these. It ends up getting really cakey on the skin, and it's just not the best product for me. And I do actually have a few of those. This one is in Soft Ivory, another Soft Ivory, and another Transparent Glow, so I'll be getting rid of all four of those. Next thing here is this Mark Magnificent in Very Light, and I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. This is a powder foundation, but it is just too dark for me, as you can see. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that for today. Okay, next thing here is this NYX HD finishing powder, and this is in the shade Banana. I do really like this. I use this mainly to set my under eye concealer. It just being a yellow shade, it kind of helps to brighten that area under the eyes, so I do really like this. I'm going to go ahead and keep this NYX HD finishing powder. Okay, we'll move on to these two over here. I have two of the Coty Airspun loose face powders. I have one in the shade Translucent, and then one in the shade Naturally Neutral. And I do really like both of these. I'm gonna go ahead and keep these. These are great powders. Okay, so next is this Wet n Wild by Fergie. This is the Center Stage Collection Take on the Day Mattifying Powder. And this is it's a weird product for me. It doesn't have a shade. I mean, it's like translucent, I guess you would say, but I just don't notice that it even picks up on the brush. I really haven't figured out how to use this product, and I've had it for a while, and I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it because it's just something I don't grab for because I'm just not too sure how to use it. So I'll be getting rid of this Wet n Wild mattifying powder. Okay, this is the Wet n Wild Coverall Pressed Powder in the shade Fair Light, and I do really like this powder. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. It's just a really nice pressed powder to set your face, so I'm gonna definitely keep that one. This is the e.l.f. High Definition Powder, and this is in the sheer shade. This is just a loose powder. It is an absolute mess. The container's it's just a mess, but I do really like this. It's so soft and so fine. I really like to set my under eyes with this powder, but as you can see, it is a mess. But I can get past that just because I do really like this powder. Okay, next I have the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder, and this is really great. I absolutely love this stuff, and it is great for setting the under eyes. Definitely helps to brighten the area, and it does a good job setting as well, so I'll be keeping that. Okay, this is the NYX HD Studio Finishing Powder. This is in a translucent shade. So this is just a really nice setting powder. It's actually really similar to the e.l.f. HD powder. It's really similar to that in consistency and performance, so I do like it, and I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one as well. This is the CoverGirl Professional Loose Powder in the shade Translucent Fair. This is I've had this for a really long time, but it still works great. I am just an absolute mess today. Can you believe this? Anyways, this is a really good, just loose setting powder. I am a disaster. I will keep this, I like it, but it's a mess. Okay, and then this one is the Avon Ideal Flawless Loose Powder, and this is in the shade Translucent as well. And this is just another really good loose setting powder for the face, and I do really like this, so I'll go ahead and keep that one as well. This is the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Face Powder, and this is in the shade Translucent. I can actually use this as like a powder foundation. It's got really, really, really good coverage to it, and it just looks really nice on the skin, and I do really like this. I wish they had more color options because this is just a little bit too dark for me, but I'm definitely going to keep this. I really do like it. This is the Avon Ideal Flawless Pressed Powder in Light, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this because it's just too dark for me. Even though it is the light shade, it's just a little bit too dark. So I will go ahead and get rid of that one. And kind of the same lines with this Neutrogena Healthy Defense Protective Powder. This has SPF 30, and this is in the shade Light. And it is just way too dark for me. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's just too dark for me, and it did kind of get like a hard pan, so, and it's kind of old, so it's just time for me to pass this along, so I'll be getting rid of this one from Neutrogena. Okay, next I have a Smooth Minerals from Avon. This is a pressed foundation, a pressed powder foundation. This is in the shade Soft Ivory, and I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. It's just too dark for me, and it's a little bit cakey, so another one of those powders that almost has too much coverage. It just doesn't quite work for me, so I'll go ahead and get rid of that one today. This is a CoverGirl Normal Skin Pressed Powder in the shade Ivory, and I do really like this powder. I've went through several compacts of these, and I've hit pan on this one, so this is just a really great pressed powder, and I'll definitely be keeping that. Okay, so this is the e.l.f. Translucent Mattifying Powder. It's a little messy, sorry. This is where a little like buffer pad went. I did use this a lot. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of product in the pan. Like, I feel like it went by really fast, and it is too dark for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get rid of this. I did like it, just a shade selection for being a translucent powder. It just wasn't very good. Okay, this is the Avon Extra Lasting Pressed Powder in the shade Light. And as you can see, this is just a little bit too dark for me. And I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. Just too dark of a shade for me. So I'll be passing that along. Okay, this is another Avon Extra Lasting Pressed Powder, and this is in the shade Translucent. And I do really like this. This is a good pressed powder. So I'll definitely be keeping that one. Okay, and it looks like this is the last one in here. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Normal to Dry Skin Pressed Powder. This is in the shade 100 Translucent, and I've gone through several of these. As you can see, this is pretty much pointless to even keep this, but I am going to because I have got to get every last little bit of product out of this pan. I do absolutely love these powders. I've gone through several of these compacts, so I will definitely be keeping that and using every little last bit of it. Okay, you guys, so that is it for part 4 of my declutter series. I did end up getting rid of 11 different powders, loose powders, pressed powders, things that just weren't working for me. I feel like I did a pretty good job on this declutter. I'm keeping only the ones that I know I really like, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and make sure to like and comment and subscribe and all that jazz, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!